has been made. Those that are aspiring and shelter, who are taken to go. Outside this room, there's Yamuneshri Mataji. Where are you, Yamuneshri Mataji? She's at the back. Can you stand up, just in case everyone doesn't know? I want you to contact Mataji, who will take you to a room where we will sort this out. Okay? So we'll just wait for Guru Maharaj to come onto the stage. Haribo! Excellent.
Krishna Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Retreat. Saraswati Deve Auradhani Vacharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschachadesa Charine. Shri Krishna, Hare Krishna, Radha Nityananda, Shri Advaita, Radha Sivani, Radha. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Sitaram Ratan Hanuman Sitaram Ratan Hanuman Nitai Gora Hari Gol Hari Gol Nitai Gora Hari Gol Karoti Vachalam Pangulang Ayategaram Yalkirataman Vande Siyon Delaharam Paramanandamaharam Sitaitanyeswaram Hariom Datsat. The Brahmanas were respected by Lord Krishna.
The Brahmanas were respected by Lord Krishna.
And he always encouraged Brahminical culture.
And he encouraged Brahminical culture.
Because the Brahmanas were always working to help others.
Because the Brahmanas were always working to help others.
I thank His Holiness Radharaman Swami Maharaj.
I thank His Holiness Radharaman Swami Maharaj.
He reminded me of villages I visited in Bihar.
He reminded me of the villages I visited in Bihar.
And so many devotees have come from those visits.
And so many devotees have come from those villages.
Not only Radharaman, but Radha Govinda,
Not only Radharaman, but Radha Govinda,
Devakinanda,
Devakinandan,
Narahari,
Narahari,
many others.
and many others.
So, that time I was young, I could take many of these austerities.
That time I was young, I could take many of these austerities.
And the villagers were very enthusiastic.
And the villagers were very enthusiastic.
So, I needed Krishna consciousness.
So they needed Krishna consciousness.
Prabhupada, he saw that the whole world was in need of Krishna consciousness.
Prabhupada saw that the whole world was in need of Krishna consciousness.
So he went to carry out the order of his Guru Maharaj.
To carry out the order of his Guru Maharaj.
And then when he saw Boston,
And then when he saw Boston,
he said, these people are in the mode of passion and ignorance.
he said, these people are in the mode of passion and ignorance.
But they're proud of it.
But they're proud of it.
And they don't know how they're suffering.
And they don't know how they're suffering.
So, like this, he had his idea
So like this, he had his idea
that he would help all these people
that he would help all these people
by giving them Krishna consciousness.
by giving them Krishna consciousness.
And he went around the world 12 or 14 times
And he went around the world 12 or 14 times
and visited various countries,
and visited various countries,
each continent,
and
he established Krishna consciousness as a household word
and he established Krishna consciousness as a household word
in many different countries.
in many different countries.
So we're all very much grateful to Srila Prabhupada.
So we're all very much grateful to Srila Prabhupada.
As His Holiness Radharama Swami Maharaj said,
As His Holiness Radharamana Maharaj, Swami Maharaj said,
he was in Vrindavan.
he was in Vrindavan,
He could get his liberation.
he could get his liberation.
He doesn't have to go anywhere.
He didn't have to go anywhere.
But he took great trouble,
But he took great trouble,
great austerities
great austerities,
to bring Krishna consciousness all around the world.
to bring Krishna consciousness all around the world.
So he gave some instructions to different devotees,
He gave instructions to different devotees,
and so we tried to carry those instructions out.
and so we try to carry those instructions out.
So I'm very grateful for all the devotees
So I'm very grateful to all the devotees
who are helping Prabhupada to fulfill his mission.
who are helping Prabhupada to fulfill his mission.
Lord Chaitanya, he kept the devotees very much enlivened.
Lord Chaitanya kept the devotees very much enlivened.
First, he was a Jana avatar. He hid himself as the Supreme Personal.
He was a Channa avatar. He hid himself.
And in the Kali Yuga, he doesn't display to the public that he's avatar.
In Kali Yuga, he does not display to the public that he is an avatar,
Because there's so many bogus avatars.
because there are so many bogus avatars.
So he doesn't want to encourage these bogus avatars.
So he does not want to encourage these bogus avatars.
But he would reveal to some devotees his actual position.
But he would reveal to some devotees his actual position. Murari Gupta
Was teaching pranayama,
was teaching pranayam,
and so he made fun.
so he made fun.
He mimicked him.
He mimicked him.
Do pranayama.
Do pranayama.
Hold your nose.
Hold your nose.
And so all the people in the class of Mayapur started to laugh.
So all the people in the class of Murari Gupta started to laugh.
Mayapur said, "Oh, whose son is this?"
Murari Gupta said, "Oh, whose son is this?"
Criticizing his mother and father.
He was criticizing his mother and father.
Lord Chaitanya said
Lord Chaitanya said
that just as you have broken your Bhakti Yoga,
just as you have broken your Bhakti Yoga,
I'm going to disrupt your lunch.
I will disrupt your lunch.
So Lord Chaitanya went down.
So Lord Chaitanya went back.
Class was disturbed.
Class was disturbed.
I'm able to give all the students chutti.
So Murari Gupta gave all the students chutti,
And I went to his house.
and he went to his house.
Meanwhile, Lord Chaitanya, he dressed up just like Krishna.
Meanwhile, Lord Chaitanya dressed up just like Krishna.
And then had ankle bells, he had a peacock feather in his head.
He had ankle bells, he had a peacock feather in his head,
He wore a sash,
he wore a sash,
just like Krishna.
just like Krishna.
Only he was golden color.
Only he was golden in color.
So then Ayodhya was sitting down, taking his lunch.
So then Murari Gupta was sitting down taking his lunch.
Lord Chaitanya called out in a deep, loud voice.
Lord Chaitanya called in a loud, deep voice,
Murari Gupta!
Murari Gupta!
He wondered who was calling his name.
He wondered who was calling his name.
He went to the doorway,
So he went to the doorway.
and Lord Chaitanya said, "You have interrupted your Bhakti Yoga,
Lord Chaitanya said, you have interrupted your Bhakti Yoga.
so I interrupted your lunch.
So I have interrupted your lunch.
Just preach pure Bhakti,
Just preach pure Bhakti,
nothing else."
nothing else.
And then he walked away.
And then he walked away.
Mayapur thought, how does a little 3-year-old boy know about Bhakti Yoga?
Murari Gupta thought, how does a little 3-year-old boy know about Bhakti Yoga?
And Advaita Acharya had prayed for the coming of Lord Krishna.
Advaita Acharya had prayed for the coming of Lord Krishna.
Is this Lord Krishna?
Is this Lord Krishna?
I think so.
I think so.
He looked just like him.
He looked just like him.
He went to the house of Jagannath Mishra
So he went to the house of Jagannath Mishra
to check.
Then
Jagannath Mishra was embracing Nimai,
there Jagannath Mishra was embracing Nimai,
smelling his head,
smelling his head,
kissing his face.
kissing his face.
And Mother Sachi took a child and was giving her affection.
Mother Shachi took the child and she was giving her affection.
And Jagannath Mishra took back.
Then Jagannath Mishra took him back.
He gave more affection.
He gave him more affection.
And Mother Sachi took,
Then Mother Shachi
gave more affection.
she gave more affection.
Murari Gupta was watching.
Murari Gupta was watching.
Then he became convinced.
Then he became convinced.
This is Krishna.
This is Krishna.
He offered his obeisances.
He offered his obeisances.
Go Brahmanaya Devaya, go Brahmanaya Jaya Ja, Yaditaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Oh, Murari Gupta, the most famous physician of Navadvip.
Oh, Murari Gupta, the most famous physician of Navadvip.
What are you doing? Why are you visiting the poor house of the poor Brahmana?
Why are you visiting the poor house of a poor Brahmana?
And Murari Gupta was walking around.
So Murari Gupta was walking around
The two.
the two.
So what are you doing?
He said, "What are you doing?
What are you doing?"
What are you doing?"
Then he grabbed his hand.
Then he grabbed his hand.
He said, "Jayapataka,
He said, "Jagannath Mishra,
you are the most fortunate person in the whole world.
you are the most fortunate person in the whole
Your
world.
son is.
Your son is."
Mother, I'm hungry.
Mother, I'm hungry.
Krishna never let what he was about to say be spoken.
So Krishna never allowed what he was about to say to be spoken.
Lord Chaitanya censored it.
Lord Chaitanya censored it.
One day, Lord Chaitanya was, one Brahmin was saying Gayatri
One day, one Brahmin was saying his Gayatri
in the Ganges.
in the Ganges.
He saw the water rising up,
He saw the water rising up,
coming down,
rising up,
going down.
going down.
What is happening?
He said, "What is happening?"
He looked
Then he looked,
and he saw a golden boy
and he saw a golden boy
walking by the side of the Ganges.
walking by the side of the Ganges.
Sometimes he walked very close,
Sometimes he walked very close,
sometimes a little further.
sometimes a little further.
Again, his water keep touching his lotus feet.
So then the water would go touching his lotus feet.
Then he climbed up on the bank of the Ganges.
Then he climbed up on the bank of the Ganges.
And the personality of the Ganges, the deity, she came out and offered her obeisances to this golden boy.
Then the personality of the Ganges, the deity, she walked out and offered her obeisances to this golden boy.
The Brahmana, he bathed in the Ganges every day.
The Brahmana bathed in the Ganges every day,
He could never see the deity of the Ganges.
but he had never seen the deity of the Ganges.
He was so enlightened.
He was so enlivened.
He came up
He came up
and he saw that the deity of the Ganges was offering prayers
and he saw that the deity of the Ganges was offering prayers
to the golden boy.
to the golden boy.
Then she went back to the Ganges River and
Then she went back to the Ganges River
merged.
and merged.
So the Brahman paid his obeisances to the golden boy.
So the Brahman paid his obeisances to the golden boy,
And he asked,
and he asked,
"Who are you?"
"Who are you?"
The Ganges is offering obeisance to you.
The Ganges was offering obeisances to you.
You must be some Vishnu.
You must be some Vishnu.
And then Lord Chaitanya said, "I'll show you who I am. But you can't tell anyone.
And Lord Chaitanya said, "I'll show you who I am, but you can't tell anyone.
As long as I'm manifesting my pastime."
As long as I'm manifesting my pastimes."
So then he showed the form of Radha and Krishna.
So then he showed the form of Radha and Krishna.
And he told the boy, the man, the Brahman, that he would stay and watch his pastimes, but he couldn't tell anyone.
Then he told the Brahman that he can stay and watch the pastimes, but he cannot tell anyone.
So before Lord Chaitanya took initiation,
So Lord Chaitanya took initiation. Before he took initiation,
he was teaching as Nimai Pandit.
he was teaching as Nimai Pandit.
And people had loving relationships with him,
And people had loving relationships with him.
but they didn't know that he was Krishna.
But they didn't know that he was Krishna.
So he went to East Bengal.
So he went to East Bengal.
He bathed in the Padma River.
He bathed in the Padma River.
And left love of Godhead there. Left love of Godhead there.
And left love of Godhead there.
Which was received by Narottam Das Thakur.
Which was received by Narottam Das Thakur.
He began to teach.
He began to teach.
And people had heard of Nimai Pandit.
People had heard of Nimai Pandit.
But they never thought that he would come to their state.
But they never thought that he would come to their state.
To their place and teach them.
To their place and teach them.
So many students came.
So many students came.
And taught them the glories of the holy name.
He taught them the glories of the holy name.
And a version of the Namamrita Vyakaran.
And the Namamrita Vyakaran version.
He got many donations.
He got many donations.
Then he went back to Navadip.
Then he went back to Navadip.
In the meantime,
Lakshmi Priya
was feeling so much separation.
Was feeling so much separation.
That she went back to Godhead.
That she went back to Godhead.
Where she would associate with the Lord constantly.
Where she could associate with the Lord constantly.
And then, so when he came back, Mother Shachi was devastated.
Mother Shachi was shaken.
She didn't know what to say.
She didn't know what to say.
His wife had left him.
His wife had left him.
Gone back to Godhead.
Gone back to Godhead.
So,
many things happened.
And finally, Mother Shachi convinced him that he should marry again.
Finally, Mother Shachi convinced him that he should marry again.
And it was arranged that he would marry Vishnupriya.
And it was arranged that he would marry Vishnupriya.
So one a Brahmin, he was joking on Lord Chaitanya.
So one Brahmin was joking on Lord Chaitanya.
Told him, "Oh, are you getting ready for the wedding?"
He told him, "Oh, are you getting ready for the wedding?"
And Lord Chaitanya, he's nobody to be outspoofed.
Sorry?
He's nobody to be outspoofed.
Lord Chaitanya is nobody to be outspoofed.
He said, what wedding is that?
He said, "What wedding is that?
Is there a wedding?
Is there a wedding?
Do I know about it?"
Do I know about it?
So that Brahmin went to the Sanatan,
So that Brahmin went to Sanatan,
the father of Vishnupriya,
the father of Vishnupriya,
told him everything.
and told him everything.
He's denying
He's denying
to marry your daughter.
To marry your daughter.
And then, so they were like something like anything.
So they were suffering like anything.
Because Lord Chaitanya is Siddha Soul, he is the Akhilatma.
Since Lord Chaitanya is the super soul, Akhilatma,
He didn't want to be spoofed by the Brahman.
he didn't want to be spoofed by the Brahman.
But he didn't want to cause these Vishnupriya and her father, mother, and relatives to suffer.
But he did not want to cause Vishnupriya, her father, mother, and relatives to suffer.
So then he sent another Brahman.
So then he sent another Brahman
to go there
and tell them
it's all a lie.
That it's all a lie.
That he was going to marry.
That he was going to marry.
And that just that this other Brahmin tried to play a joke on him, so he joked back.
And just that this other Brahmin was trying to play a joke on him, so he joked back.
So they were great relief.
So they were in great relief.
So all these many things would happen.
So all these many things would happen.
And Lord Chaitanya and my Pandit, that time the Digvijay Kesha community appeared in Navadip.
Lord Chaitanya as Nimai Pandit, during that time the Digvijay, Keshav Kashmiri, had come to Navadip.
He came with elephants.
He came with elephants,
horses,
followers,
palanquin, and he had his book, his Jayapataka.
And he had his book, his Jayapatra.
That Pandits would sign, "I've been defeated."
That Pandits would sign saying, "I've been defeated."
So my Pandit told his students
So Nimai Pandit told his students
that the Supreme Lord, he doesn't like people to be too falsely proud.
that the Supreme Lord does not like people to be too falsely proud.
And that such people, they get their pride crushed.
And that such people get their pride crushed.
But he was thinking, if I probably debate him
that if I debate him
and
defeat him,
he will take his cows, his elephants.
then he'll take his cows, his elephants.
They may insult him.
They may insult him.
He may feel so depressed.
He may feel so depressed.
So he was thinking, I don't want to cause him suffering.
So he was taking it that I don't want to cause him suffering.
So how can I defeat him in such a way that he won't suffer?
So how can I defeat him in such a way that he won't suffer?
This is like Lord Chaitanya, for Dukkha Dukhi, he thinks how even if he wants to humble someone,
This is Lord Chaitanya as Paradukha Dukhi, how even if he wants to humble someone,
how to do it in such a way that the person is not crushed.
how to do it in such a way that the person is not crushed.
So that's when he, in an informal discussion, he defeated him.
That's why through an informal discussion he defeated him.
Kesha, who was favored by Saraswati, he prayed to Saraswati, "Why did you fail me?"
Keshav Kashmiri, who was favored by Saraswati, prayed to Saraswati, "Why did you fail me?"
She said, "He's my husband."
She said, "He's my husband.
I can't support you against my husband."
I can't support you against my husband."
Then, so he then went and surrendered to Nimai Pandit.
So he then went and surrendered to Nimai Pandit.
And later it said he became one of the acharyas and the Nimbarka Sampradaya.
Later they said he was one of the acharyas in the Nimbarka Sampradaya.
He became pure Vaishnava.
He became a pure Vaishnava.
Gave up his argumentation.
Gave up his argumentation.
His false, superficial scholarship.
His false, superficial scholarship.
So Lord Chaitanya, even in his, he'd always be very compassionate.
Lord Chaitanya would always be very compassionate.
So that's some of the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya.
So those are some of the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya
Before he took initiation.
before he took initiation.
After initiation, he was changed.
After initiation, he was changed.
And he tried to give love of Krishna to everyone.
And he tried to give love of Krishna to everyone.
So this is an important point.
So this is an important point.
That in the process of Vidhi Marga,
That in the process of Vidhi Marg,
there are two steps.
there are two steps.
One is following all the rules very strictly.
One is following all the rules very strictly,
Like attending Mangalarti, chanting your japa,
like attending Mangalarati, chanting your japa,
doing your service.
doing your service.
When you're asked to do something more spontaneous,
But when you have to do something more spontaneous,
that's called Raganuga.
that's called Raganuga.
And then one has not achieved ecstasy yet,
One has not achieved ecstasy yet,
so they're still on the rules and regulations.
but they're still on the rules and regulations.
But being a Bhakti Vriksha leader,
But being a Bhakti Vriksha leader,
being a book distributor,
being a book distributor,
somehow trying to do your service more, with more excellence, more perfection.
somehow trying to do your service with more excellence, with more perfection.
Where you're not just doing it mechanically and doing it, you're really putting your heart into it.
When you're not just doing it mechanically, but you're really putting your heart into it.
That's Raganuga.
That's Raganuga.
And every devotee, Prabhupada would engage his devotees in services that encourage this Raganuga.
Prabhupada would engage his devotees in services that would promote this Raganuga.
And by doing that,
By doing that,
then one also awakens the dormant love and affection for Krishna.
one awakens the dormant love and affection for Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Can we get a big Guranga? His Grace Jayapataka, His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj Ki. I'm now going to welcome Her Grace Amala Manjari Devi Dasi Mataji onto the stage, who is going to talk about